Sometime after a failed bank robbery in Northfield, Minnesota, the James Younger gang parted ways, with Frank and Jesse James going one way, and Cole Younger and his brothers Bob and Jim and their friend Charlie Pitts going another. Yeah, they were tuckered out, to say the least. Their horses were all but dead, and they had rode through the heaviest rainfall that region had seen for many years. So it was only a matter of time when a young man named Osla Sorbo spotted the outlaws. He quickly rode to Madelia, Minnesota to alert the authorities. A seasoned sheriff named James Glispin quickly assembled a posse of 7 men to track the gang. And the posse caught up to the Youngers. They surrounded them at a place called Hanska Slough near Madelia. Oddly enough, Charlie Pitts was ready to surrender. However, Cole Younger, being full of vinegar as he was, said this is the day that Cole Younger dies. And when he said this, Charlie Pitts said, well, I can die as game as you. And oddly enough, Cole Younger would not die that day, but Charlie surely would. As a fierce gun battle erupted in the woods, Charlie Pitts and Sheriff James Glispin fired a shot almost simultaneously at one another. And Charlie Pitts would miss his mark, however, the seasoned Sheriff James Glispin would not, as he went down on one knee and fired a shot through the brush, which killed Charlie Pitts. There was a volley of gunfire exchanged between the Youngers and the Madelia 7, till eventually Cole Younger was struck behind his eyes. He hit the ground, alive but just barely. His brother Jim was shot through the jaw as the bullet lodged in the back of his mouth. Again, he hit the ground, alive but unconscious. So Bob surrenders to the Madelia 7, and the capture of the Younger brothers near Madelia was a significant event. And it was the end of the massive manhunt for the Younger brothers. This put an end to the James Younger gang's activities in Minnesota, and although Frank and Jesse James were still on the run, it was the end of the line for Cole Younger and his brothers Bob and Jim. They were sentenced to prison. This was 1876, and they would serve a lengthy term with hard labor. Bob Younger died in prison in 1889, with Cole and Jim being paroled in 1901. After his release, Jim Younger had found love and wished to settle down and get married. However, he was not permitted to do so as it went against the terms of his parole. Jim fell into a depressed state and took his own life in 1902. Cole Younger lived till 1916. Before his death, he would often meet up with Frank James, and they would reminisce on their glory days. Though it had been many years since they were wild and reckless, folks just couldn't get enough of the James Younger gang. And as it goes for the Madelia 7, well, those boys were local heroes. And speaking of heroes, there was another one that day. It was the young man named Osla Sorbo, who, against his father's wishes, rode into Madelia to alert the authorities. His courage and integrity helped bring down some of the most well-known outlaws in the American West.